whatever. I don't care.
For what? You don't have to if you can get someone to come and pay. So did you plan on paying for the nails?
No.
You didn't plan on paying for the nails? No?
No. Literally just go to jail or whatever. I don't care.
For what? What's your sister's name? Were you about to say you don't know? So did you plan on paying for the nails?
No.
You didn't plan on paying for the nails? No?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because I don't need to pay for anything.
You've already started with telling me. Yeah.
My first name is Irene, but I changed it, so.
Why not?
Because I'm queen, I don't need to pay for anything.
You guys call?
Yes.
Okay, so what seems to be the problem?
So she came in for service and we're done, and when we go ahead and pay, she had 2 different cars and none of them work. And she claimed that she want to go look for her mom shopping, and I just follow her, keep her distance, and she just walked all the way over there and asked her where her mom shopping at. She's like, well, just call the cop there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, my car's not going through. My mother just left. So.
Okay, so can you call your mother over here?
I don't have my phone's dead.
Where's your mother shopping at?
She literally left. We were shopping over here.
Literally left. Where?
Yeah.
How were you planning on contacting her if she just left?
I don't know, but I don't know what to do. So.
Okay. You have your ID on you?
No.
Don't?
I don't.
Yeah, nothing at all? Not a problem. Not a problem. Can I get your name?
It's Leona.
Spell it?
L-E-O-N-A.
L-E-L-N-A?
Yeah,
And do you know the reason why your cards are declining at all?
no.
No? Okay. What is your mother's name?
Huh?
What's your mother's name? Is she anywhere in one of these stores, you
No,
hope?
she's not here anymore. She left me. She's mad at me, so.
Mad at you for what?
Huh?
Mad at you for what?
We just got in an argument.
Okay. Did she take your phone with? Did she take her phone with you?
Yeah,
With her?
That's probably what my card's from.
She has asked. What is in the box?
I just got a bearded dragon.
Nice. So, did you just buy that?
Yep.
So you're to buy the bearded dragon, but it's declining
and
here?
then it declined here, so it's like, we got
Interesting.
an argument, so.
Interesting. Alright, well, just sit tight real quick. Do you know your mom's phone number?
No.
Not by heart?
Not by heart.
You don't know your mom's phone number? What about your phone number? If she has your
If
she has your phone, you know.
It's 832. What's mom's name?
Yeah, what is mom's name?
Lauren.
Do you not know your mom's name? What's your mom?
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to say, who? I didn't hear you say it.
On September 6th, 2025, officers responded to a retail theft call at a pet and grooming store in the Will County area of Illinois. What began as a payment dispute rapidly evolved into a multi-count criminal exposure involving theft by deception, credit card fraud, and false identification. By the time Officer Cameron administered Miranda rights, the subject had already provided 4 separate identities, presented 3 cards and names other than her own, and delivered an unprompted admission that she never intended to pay. This is that footage. Officer Cameron arrives on scene and receives the initial account from store staff. The employee explains that the subject received grooming services, then presented 2 cards at checkout, both declined. The subject subsequently claimed she needed to locate her mother in a nearby shopping area to retrieve payment. Staff followed her to the parking lot, where the subject continued moving without paying, prompting the call to dispatch. When Officer Cameron turns his attention to the subject, the first inconsistency surfaces immediately. The subject claims her phone is dead. She cannot contact her mother. She does not know her mother's phone number by heart, and she does not have any form of identification. The subject provides her name as Leona and spells it L-E-L-N-A. That spelling does not correspond to any standard English spelling of the name. When asked about her mother's name, she pauses, then offers Lauren, a full beat after appearing to struggle to recall it. She then volunteers that her mother left because they had argued, and that the argument may explain why her cards were declined. Each new explanation introduces a fresh variable while resolving nothing. The officer observes a box the subject is carrying. Inside is a bearded dragon, a reptile she has already purchased at the same store on the same visit. The card she used for that purchase, she states, went through without issue. This detail is legally significant. A card that successfully completes one transaction but fails immediately after suggests not a general account problem, but a targeted scenario, an account drained, a card flagged, or a transaction pattern that triggered a fraud alert.
120.
Oh, 120 of those.
Alright, well, I'm gonna call it real quick. Hey, it's Cameron. Can you put me through to a number, please? Does your phone have service? Does your phone have
I
service?
don't have my phone.
No, I'm aware you don't have your phone. Does it have service? Like, can you call people from it?
No.
What is the point of me calling then? So your phone doesn't have service at all and you can't call from it?
Mm-mm.
So even
I
if
just
you
use
did
Wi-Fi.
Oh, so even if you did have your phone, it wouldn't matter at all.
Yeah, no.
What card did you use to pay for your nails?
Well, I was with my mom, and then we bought those, and then.
Do you have the cards on you still?
No.
No?
Where are the cards at?
With my mom.
So
Is your mom in the store?
She asked me about a card.
You handed them cards.
yeah.
I handed her a card, and it's not going through, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are those two cards at? Do you have them on you?
They're in my bag.
Can I
No.
see them?
No.
Okay, that's fine. No, not a problem at all. I gotta wait for him.
What were the... You said the name was what on the card?
One nickname is Haley.
54.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but the two cards that she tried didn't have her name on them.
Why are the two cards that you have not have your name on them?
Oh, they're my sisters.
Your sisters? And where's your sister at?
Live home?
She live near?
No, not really.
What is not really? You're not helping
They live in
yourself here.
Stewart.
That's okay. That's still in the proximity. Do you have her phone number?
Nope.
I'm trying to help you out here, so
No, I don't have a
I would like a
phone
little more
number. It's
cooperation.
okay.
I
can
get it.
literally just go to jail or whatever. I don't care.
For what? You don't have to if you can get someone to come and pay for it.
No, it's fine. I'm not gonna have anyone pay for my stuff. I can't pay for it. I don't care.
Well, if you
You want my bearded dragon? Yeah, we're not getting
26.
it.
All right, so you don't have your sister's number. Do you have anybody else that you can call?
No.
No.
Sorry, no. I was young. Are you gonna be able to hold my bearded dragon?
No. No, we're not taking the bearded dragon.
You can't take my bearded dragon?
No. So I'm trying to see the cards that you have and see why they're declining. That's the question. If your mom has access to the cards,
I already said I'm fine. I'm gonna go
go where?
to jail.
Okay. For what?
Because it's not going through. I can't pay for it. So I'll
Yeah.
just go to jail. I don't fucking care.
Alright.
Under family name, is when I run it, it says suspected fraud.
No, it didn't. It's anonymous.
Ma'am,
dumbass
listen,
fucking bitch.
she's talking to him.
Oh,
Quiet.
yeah. So let's get a
Anyway,
reaction out.
okay.
So if she's in possible possession of a stolen credit card, do you think that you have reason to search her bag and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
No,
absolutely.
I'm not. You gonna make up lies about me?
Ma'am, let's not do all that. Alright, ma'am, if you don't mind, I'll like to search your bag so I can see for the cards. Do you have any weapons or anything in there besides the cards?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have anything on you at all? Do you have anything on you?
No.
Okay. And you said the cards are to your sister. What's your sister's name? Were you about to say you don't know?
Okay, I'm not speaking to you.
Okay, that's fine. Not a problem at all. Where do you keep the cards? Directly in the bag? It's a lot of stuff. What's all this right here?
Beats.
Yeah, I get that, but why do they still have the tags and everything on them? Okay.
Because I bought them.
Okay, did you buy them today?
No.
When did you buy them?
Anyway, I'm not speaking to you. I just speak to you.
Okay. Still just trying to help you out. So where are the cards at? Because they're not in your bag. Thank you. Not in this bag. Play soccer? Volleyball? No?
Yep.
Cards? Did you give the cards back to her?
No, I put them in my bag. So I don't know.
So she did give it back to you. That's.
I didn't throw anything in the trash. Oh.
Which trash did you possibly see her throw it in? All the way over there? Okay.
You want to show me?
Yes.
So did you plan on paying for the nails?
No.
You didn't plan on paying for the nails? No?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because I'm the queen. I don't need to pay for anything.
Officer Cameron learns from a colleague that the two cards the subject presented bore names different from any identity she had offered. When the officer raises this directly, she explains the cards belong to her sister. She is then asked her sister's name. She does not answer. A second officer asks whether she was about to say she did not know. She responds that she is not speaking to him. Under 720 Illinois Compiled Statutes 5, Section 17-1, the use of another person's financial instrument without documented authorization constitutes credit card fraud, regardless of any claimed familial relationship. Authorization is a legal requirement, not an assumed one. Officer Cameron requests consent to search the subject's bag to locate the cards. She verbally agrees. That consent has legal force. The Supreme Court established in Schneckloth v. Bustamante that when a person voluntarily consents to a search, the Fourth Amendment warrant requirement is entirely eliminated. The search is constitutionally valid. Once inside the bag, officers observe clothing items with active retail security tags still attached. Independent evidence of additional possible theft activity that was not part of the original call. The cards are not found in the bag. A store employee later confirms she observed the subject discard them in a trash receptacle across the parking lot. The officer recovers the cards. This sequence adds a critical element to the legal record. Discarding evidence is not a neutral act. Combined with the earlier claim that the cards belong to a sister she cannot name, the disposal of those cards will become part of the evidentiary picture presented to a prosecutor. That statement carries immediate legal consequence. Under 720 Illinois Compiled Statutes 5, Section 16-1, theft by deception requires 3 elements: knowing control over another's property, obtained through deception, with intent to permanently deprive. All 3 elements were satisfied in that single answer. The subject exercised control over the services by obtaining them. She obtained them through deception, presenting cards she could not authorize. And she confirmed on camera, without coercion and prior to any arrest, that she never intended to pay. This is what lawyers call a spontaneous inculpatory admission. It was made outside of custody, required no interrogation, and carries no Miranda concerns. It is fully admissible at trial.
So you didn't plan on paying for the nails at all?
I should be let go right now, actually. Just be like, have a great day, Leona.
For what?
Nice seeing you.
Well,
Like,
you
"Okay,
just
nice
got
seeing you,
service
officer."
done.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't have
Have a
gotten
great
called
day.
if the whole card
As
went
soon as
through.
you see me, like, oh, hey, you got it. You can leave.
Right.
Yeah, everything should be paid for. I shouldn't even have to say anything. I walk in, I get it paid for.
What'd you get the bid of drag it for?
For my spirit.
For your spirit?
Yep.
So, for some reason, your name isn't coming back. Are you giving me a fake name?
Nope, that's my name.
And it's spelled L-E-L-N-A? Just
Yeah.
like that?
Yep.
And you sure you don't have a middle name?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'm new to the situation, so let me get your name and date of birth though. What's your first name?
Leona.
Spell it for me.
Leona.
Leona.
Yes.
What's your middle initial?
I don't have a middle name. Doesn't matter.
Where have you had IDs out of?
Texas.
Just Texas?
Yeah.
Never Florida?
No.
Nowhere else? Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. If he's already ran you and there's nothing coming back, and I run you and there's nothing coming back, you possibly have the risk of giving false identification to an LEO.
Okay, well,
You've already started with
changed
telling
my
me-
name. You can,
yeah.
My first name is Irene, but I changed it, so
Okay, so how do you spell your first name then?
Irene.
Irene.
Yeah,
And you sure you don't have a middle name?
it's Leona.
So Irene Leona.
Keep in mind, I did have you spell it twice, and you didn't come up with Leona.
Yeah, but that's my name. I go by Leona. Everyone knows my name. Literally everyone.
I don't know your name.
You
I don't
do.
know who you are.
You know your name. My name. Everyone knows my name.
Really?
Yeah. that's
I've
why
never
when I
seen you
say
in my
it,
life. That's why I'm...
you give me what I want.
All right, ma'am. Do me a favor. Go and stand up and put your hands behind your back. Other arm. All right. Come on this way.
You can't take my bearded dragon?
Oh, we'll worry about your bearded dragon in a little bit.
Will you get my stuff too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Alright, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. You have the right to have an attorney with you prior to, during, or after any questions. If you cannot afford an attorney and desire one, the court will appoint one for you. You may stop the questions at any time by refusing to answer further or by requesting consult your attorney. With that in mind, will you answer any of my questions?
A second officer runs the name Leona with the spelling provided, L-E-L-N-A. Nothing returns. He runs it again with the corrected spelling, L-E-O-N-A. Still nothing. The subject claims she has had identification issued from Texas. Never Florida, she confirms. At this point, the officer levels with her directly. If two separate officers have run her name and nothing has returned, she faces the risk of a charge for providing false identification to a law enforcement officer. The subject's response is immediate. Her first name is not Leona, it is Irene. She changed it. Under 720 Illinois Compiled Statutes 5, Section 31-4.5, a person commits obstruction of identification by providing a false name during a lawful stop. The subject by this point has offered L-E-L-N-A, then L-E-O-N-A, then Irene, and then, when pushed further, acknowledges that Leona is actually her middle name. Store records will later introduce a fourth identity, Luciana Thornton, used to register the grooming appointment earlier that day. None of these identities matched each other. The Supreme Court addressed the obligation to identify in Hybel v. 6th Judicial District in 2004, establishing that a lawfully detained individual must accurately identify themselves. The detention here was lawful from first contact. Each false name constitutes a separate knowing violation. 4 identities. 1 encounter. The subject corrected to her legal first name only after being warned of criminal exposure. Under the statute, that correction removes any claim of innocent mistake. She knew the name she was providing was not accurate. She changed it under legal pressure, not voluntarily. Miranda rights were administered at the moment of arrest and prior to any post-custody questioning. The subject invoked her right to silence. Officers immediately ceased questioning. This is textbook compliance with Miranda versus Arizona, 1966.
Okay, so she will be going to jail because she did confess to me that she was not going to tend to pay for it. She was just going to walk in and walk out. That's all she said to me, though. And we'll go from there. I'm going to be doing the report for it, as well as taking her to jail for it. Okay?
Yes.
As for the money, we shall see. I'll give you a case card number. And you can go through with that situation with seeing the report if you want to do what you need to do as civilian-wise.
Yeah.
But she will be going to jail today, okay?
I don't think I can get the money back anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm worried is like, it looks like she's a theft, like credit card theft or something. And
Yeah, so we're going to go. We're looking at the cards that she's.
That's what I'm worried about. I want to go and get the pictures, and so you can investigate for her.
Yeah, absolutely, no, for sure. And that's what we're currently working on. So we shall go from there.
Mm-hmm.
She does have a lot of items.
6309.
6309.
She used this one. And that is not in her name. They're both in 2 separate names.
Yeah, they are.
So using a card to make a purchase.
Fraud.
She told you that they were her sisters, but she wouldn't give you her sister's name.
Yeah. Yeah, she gave me late.
No.
Yeah, I heard him.
She was at Will County.
Yep, she was out with County.
This morning, gave false name, and then became irate.
She just gave me that first name that you took from her. She didn't give me that at first.
Yeah, well, we already have her on that. That's all Walmart stuff. I texted Jeff to see if
He's
he
missing.
hasn't responded back to me. The red debit card is what she used to pay for the bearded dragon. That's not in her name.
And the first card she gave me, the red credit cards had a Kelly name on it. So
Okay.
I got it, and it's run like suspected fraud.
Okay.
And she gave me another one, a Discover card, and it said decline, but the Discover has a different name on it.
Okay, but she told you that her name was Kaylee when you asked what it was,
Yes.
but she had signed in under a different name?
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's very cute. I would love to take it into evidence, but I can't. So we have to return it. I feel bad for the little fellow.
I knew something was up. It's security, justice.
Was she acting weird or anything like that towards you guys, or?
She was out of it. Plus, she came in and felt pants at one point.
Oh. Do you have that on camera?
That I don't, unfortunately.
Like completely, like without any pants on?
The girls in grooming said she had like a white micro bikini bottom on. I said all I saw was cheeks. Yeah.
What time did she come in here for that? I'm sorry.
She was in at about 1 o'clock, and then she bought that beardy right around 5:50.
So she's came in at 1:05.
Yeah. She had like a soccer ball on in her bag too, I bet. Yep.
Did she happen to tell you what her name was?
Actually, yes, we created an account for her.
What account? What did she put under?
That was just her name and phone number.
What name did she use?
Leanna Thornton.
Okay, so she's okay.
Okay, and then yeah, so she used a stolen card for this one.
Correct.
Yep, there we go. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
But yep, right there.
That's perfect. Awesome.
I had to go into the office and push it through the hard way.
Okay. Well, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And what was your name again?
Andrew.
Andrew. I appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah.
Always, you know? Thank you.
Following the arrest, Officer Cameron briefs store staff on the criminal exposure. The recovered cards bear two separate names, neither matching any identity the subject provided. One card, a red credit card in the name Kaylee, was flagged as suspected fraud when the store attempted to charge it. A second Discover card was declined and carries a different name entirely. The red debit card used to purchase the bearded dragon earlier that afternoon is also not in the subject's name. Store records confirm the grooming appointment was booked under Luciana Thornton. That appointment now represents a completed fraudulent transaction. Store staff provide additional context. The subject was first observed on the premises around 1 in the afternoon. She returned and purchased the bearded dragon near 5:30, a gap of approximately 4.5 hours. She reportedly entered the store without adequate clothing at one point during that window. This extended presence on the property, combined with multiple transactions and multiple identities, will factor into how investigators assess the planning and intentionality of the conduct. The store confirms the grooming appointment account was created under the name Luciana Thornton. One identity to access services, different identities on the financial instruments. This layering is consistent with patterns documented in identity theft and organized retail crime investigations. The subject was transported to jail. Officer Cameron confirmed charges based on the on-camera admission and the credit card evidence. The store was provided a case card number and advised to pursue civil recovery through the court system. 3 cards were inventoried as evidence. The bearded dragon, purchased on a card now under fraud investigation, was returned to the store. At the time of this analysis, the full disposition of charges was not available through public record searches. The case remained open. Officer Cameron receives a B+. His investigative technique was methodical from first contact. He documented inconsistencies without confrontation, allowed the subject's own statements to build the probable cause record, and preserved admissions by asking direct, unhurried questions. De-escalation was maintained across 15 minutes, with a subject who was combative, evasive, and at points openly hostile. Miranda was administered cleanly at the moment of arrest, and before any post-custody questioning. The arrest involved no force beyond standard handcuffing. The deduction from an A reflects one procedural gap. The scope of the bag search consent was not formally restated on camera immediately before execution. While the search was constitutionally valid, restating consent on camera protects against future suppression challenges. A minor point in an otherwise well-handled encounter. The subject receives a D. She entered the store having already registered under a false identity, presented multiple cards, not in her name, discarded those cards when a search was requested, offered 4 separate identities across a single encounter, and then, before any arrest, before any custody, before any Miranda obligation attached, stated on camera that she never intended to pay. She correctly invoked her Fifth Amendment right to silence following arrest. That was the only legally sound decision made during the entire encounter. It arrived 15 minutes too late to affect the evidentiary record. She avoids an F solely because she did not physically resist arrest. 4 lessons from this encounter. First, a spontaneous statement made before arrest carries no Miranda protection. If you choose to speak freely before being placed in custody, every word is admissible. Second, using another person's financial instrument without documented authorization creates immediate probable cause for fraud, regardless of any claimed familial relationship. Claiming the card belongs to a sister is not a defense. Written authorization is. Third, once a subject provides a false name during a lawful stop, each subsequent false name is a separate chargeable offense, not a continuation of the first. Correcting the name under legal pressure does not erase the earlier violations. Fourth, invoking your right to silence after arrest is always the correct move. It was the only legally sound decision made in this encounter, and it came 15 minutes too late. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on police and court interactions.